Expenditure from 2009 to 2010 in the UK furniture industry has been in decline, with 5% decrease in the total sales. Mintel has also assessed that 30% of the market value has also declined. The market is dominated by a small number of large multi-retailers with low barriers to entry, also known as an oligopoly, making the industry rather competitive. The departmental stores and supermarkets have entered the industry in recent years. With the economy being so poor, the industry has survived and is currently in the maturity sector, as shown on the industry life cycle. The market is divided into 6 sectors. These factors are referenced by Mintel and Keynote. In order to retain their market share, the individual furniture sectors compete with each other, but having analysed the different types of furniture, we found that the majority of profit is being generated from living room furniture, making profit of under £3,802 million. DFS, formerly known as Direct Furnishing Supplies, is Europe's #1 national retailer with over 40 years of experience. The British company started off in 1969, founded by Lord Kirkham till date. It has been back and forth from a LTD company to a PLC later in 2004, re-registered back to an LTD company, and was bought by a private equity firm, Advent International, in 2010, who has previously owned Poundland and FaceFat. DFS are the UK's second largest advertising company, followed by Tesco. They were very famous for the deals for Sundays and Tom Adams as a face between 1980s to 1990s, saying the list of store names at the end of the adverts. But eventually the list grew too much to be recalled in the adverts. DFS now have 80 stores nationwide with 3 factories in the UK. Private equity firms keep their financial information disclosed. DFS has also the same issue. Keynote found DFS reported an annual turnover of £577.8 million for the year ending 1st of August 2009, a decrease of 2.9% from the £594.9 million registered in the 53 weeks ending 2nd of August 2008. Its pre-tax profit increased by 20.1% from £35.8 million in 2008 to £43 million in 2009. Even after all these changes, they have remained the market leaders. Brand awareness is the company's main part, working on with Linda Barker and others. Competitors, as we mentioned earlier, have increased. In this instance, we have divided them up into 2 categories, the direct competitors and the indirect competitors. The indirect competition is mainly carried out by departmental stores, supermarkets or furniture stores branching out into sofas. They can be seen as minor competitors and seen as market followers. Direct competitors such as SCS can be seen as a market challenger. IKEA is seen as a major competitor to DFS. Based on this assumption, we can say it is also an indirect competitor with a large market share in the furniture industry for households and flat-pack furniture. There is also a difference in IKEA being a global and Swedish company, whereas DFS is known in the UK and Ireland. If DFS was a global company, it could be compared to such companies. Now we will talk about all the factors affecting DFS, which are political, economical, social, technological, environmental and legal. DFS does not have very many political factors affecting their business. However, there has been a slight intervention from the government in the past relating to false advertisement. They had been banned for advertising on TV because they made their products look bigger in size. According to the government, this was misleading viewers, therefore this resulted in a slight loss of customers, which also ruined their reputation. The ban has now been lifted and DFS are allowed to advertise on TV again, but now are being monitored. Next are the economical factors. According to Keynote 2011, the furniture market experienced a boom between 2003 and 2007, especially in the housing market and low unemployment rates. The impact this had was that imports doubled over the years due to lowering of economic trade barriers and the reduction in transport. This then resulted in a strong growth in the economy. The UK is attracted to those countries that offer low-cost production facilities such as China, Italy and Brazil. DFS sells all their products on a buy now pay later basis, with the first 4 years being interest free and without deposit. Therefore they charge 0% APR. They also offer 5-year leather and fabric cover, which includes any staining or accidental damage on their products. A lot of household furniture in the UK is traded from overseas. There is a huge difference between the imports and exports of furniture in the UK. In 2009, the total value of imports greatly exceeded the total number of exports. UK furniture is imported from non-European countries in the amount of £2.9 billion. The imports from European countries are slightly lower at the amount of £2.4 billion. On the other hand, the value of exports to the European countries is higher than the non-European countries. In 2009, exporting to Europe was priced at £810 million and exporting to outside Europe was £660 million. Moving on to the social factors, DFS is Europe's #1 sofa specialist. According to the national statistics, the UK population will increase at the average rate of 0.7% over the next few years. This increase will eventually boost the overall demand for household furniture. The growth of people aged over 60 will rise and expand the single-person households, increasing sales for this particular type of furniture. They have a big involvement with the society as well. They give out awards to the community on a yearly basis. The DFS and Duke of Edinburgh Awards are given to youth charities. This is to help young individuals unlock their potential for a brighter future. The DFS and the Yorkshire Young Achievers Foundation are also awards for young people, but those under the age of 12. This is the Youngster of the Year award for those who have demonstrated courage, talent, or commitment in any field. DFS has call tracking technology which enables them to improve the number of connections to their call centres via the internet. This generates unique phone numbers for use of online promotional activities. This then makes it easier for customers to research DFS products online. They also have a personalized channel called DFS TV from which customers can view products and also call the stores to place orders. This adds value to their business and gives them an advantage compared to other furniture industries. DFS takes a keen interest in the environment. That is why all their products are handmade out of 100% real leather to meet the needs and satisfactions of their customers. Also, the Clean Air Act 1993, Environment Act 1995 and the Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1999 are various regulations affecting the environmental factors. The impact of this legislation can be seen in the increase of products being manufactured with lighter and tropical hardwood. The most important legal factor influencing DFS is the Data Protection Act. This helps to protect both the business and its customers. DFS websites are also being monitored on a regular basis to help improve the quality of its service. Customers' personal information provided is held in accordance with the Data Commissioner's Office. DFS do not sell, rent, or trade their customers' personal information to any third parties. This makes their business secure and their customers' loyalty secure as well. The furniture market as a whole is subjected to Furniture and Furnishings Fire Safety Regulations 1993 due to rising number of deaths and injuries caused by fires of upholstered furniture. Performance tests are also required to demonstrate compliance. These regulations are enforced by the local trading standards offices. Porter's 5 forces also come under the external analysis of DFS. DFS is currently a leading furniture retailer. They have many competitors, although they have an advantage over them. However, their competitors offer different styles and functionality in different types of furniture. For example, MFR used to provide kitchen and bathroom fitting. DFS holds a lot of market share. They offer a lot of business to the manufacturers and wholesalers. This gives them a lot of power as they can threaten to switch suppliers. DFS has its thousands of suppliers that set standards in delivering the materials. Its suppliers not only come from Italy but also eastern countries such as China. China accounts for 10% of the sales. DFS benefits from its own in-house design function in headquarters based at Doncaster. This is one of their tangible assets with 50,000 square feet of office space. There are not many substitutes that offer convenience and low pricing products. DFS has to keep up with the latest trends to avoid becoming out of fashion. Competitors may take longer to keep up with trends, but it is easier for DFS because of its in-house designing. Customers have a choice of going to many specialty stores to get their designed products, but are going to DFS because prices and quality are better than others. There can be an advantage for new companies to start in small towns but difficult in bigger cities as consumers look at brand names before purchasing. Therefore, customers are brand loyal to DFS. Bigger companies provide warranty and covers to any damages on sofas within the first year. The most important determinants of buyer power are the size and the concentration of customers. As DFS sells their products at a low price compared to the market, the power of buyers is minimal. However, customers may be more loyal to DFS entirely because of its brand name and quality, and therefore buyer power is low. The value chain links in with the value of the activities of the organization with its main functional parts. It takes under consideration all parts of the business following the concept that each part adds to the final value of the business. DFS can use this for their primary activities in order to help them with sales and marketing. Business strategy's main purpose is to help sustain the competitive advantage and for the long-term survival for decision making. Johnson and Scholes have focused on the cultural web. The strategic analysis is already covered previously with the external models and theories. The strategic choice is identifying the strategic options. DFS says, our strategy of continued innovation in products and services, measured store expansion and investment in the DFS brand and our people will provide a strong platform for profitable growth, and DFS has excellent prospects for the future. DFS are leading towards differentiation according to the Porter's generic strategy. The aggressive strategy used with DFS is costs and do not take it as a main concern, as it's used for adverts where the majority of the profit is generated. Stakeholders include shareholders, managers, employees, banking institutions, retailers, distributors, customers, and the government. Conflicts arise as each of the stakeholders have their individual needs to be met. For example, the government's interest is to promote fair competition and trade within the markets, whereas the organizations concerned would be to beat its competitors, in this case remain a market leader. DFS has a competitive advantage with the strength of the company, the strength being the buy now pay later scheme on all products. This can also be seen as their unique selling point. DFS is strongly dependent on the sales of sofas, which are highly affected by housing prices as people are buying less. The sale of sofas are also affected by interest rates and the global recession. Being a product-orientated organization, DFS has to make a fair amount of profit in such circumstances.